Hello, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers. This is your tarot reading for the week ahead whenever you're finding this. If you're watching along as I post because you're subscribed, this is for the week of September 16th through the 22nd, 2024. There's a lot going on astrologically this week. So the sun is doing its final week in your sign. It will be moving into Libra on September the 22nd, and that's also the autumn equinox. So this is literally the last week where you have this extra sort of power because the sun is in your sign. Happy birthday if it's your birthday, by the way. And this is lovely. This should be a lovely time for you. And then we have the solar eclipse in Pisces on Tuesday of this week, which is very significant for you as well because it's in your opposite sign, Pisces. So this is a really one of the most astrologically significant weeks, I believe, for Virgos. Okay, so it's important to pay attention. Definitely watch the eclipse reading. Those will be up on the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. So watch for your sign. Yeah, first card out is the Tower, which just automatically shows quite how significant this week is for you. And, you know, the Tower, when this comes out, it feels like your whole foundation is sort of falling apart. Powerful, powerful change, which is really in alignment with this eclipse season beginning and this particular set of eclipses being so heavily correlated with your sign. Definitely expect things that are falling apart in your life or things that cannot stand the test of time to fully crumble this week. I'm just saying. You know, that's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing in the end, but it can definitely be a little bit intense dealing with it when it happens. And some of you may enjoy that intensity. Some of you may be overwhelmed by that intensity. It really depends on your mindset and your perspective. But the Tower coming out is your first card with this eclipse season happening, with this being the final week where the sun is in your sign for 2024. Yeah, this week is going to shake you to the core is what I'm feeling. Definitely watch your eclipse readings. I haven't done them yet, but I imagine a lot of interesting insights are going to come through for you, Virgo. Two of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so you may be feeling a little bit unbalanced by the changes that are taking place in your life this week. It may feel like your personal foundation is shaky, you know. For example, some of you may be in between jobs or living situations or relationships or things like that, you know. If I were a Virgo, I would do some intense root chakra work this week, okay? Like literally go on YouTube, type in root chakra meditation music, slap on some headphones, and just meditate and visualize that root chakra, which is like a red energy system at the like the bottom of your torso. Really just providing so much safety and really do some grounding work. I would also, if I were a Virgo, go out into nature, just sitting in the sunlight and just sitting directly on the ground, you know, and just maybe breathing deeply and visualizing roots connecting from the bottom of your feet or your butt or wherever you're making contact with the earth, growing deep, deep, deep within like the core of earth and really getting grounded. And beyond that metaphysical meditation stuff, on a practical level, what does getting grounded look like for you? Perhaps it is just finding a job to work and make some money, even if it's not your passion, just to have that income coming in. Maybe it is you going for a jog, like maybe like 3-4 times a week, just to get the stress and the sweat out of your system. When we use the word grounding, it really just talks about getting into your body and into this physical life and out of your head, because your head may feel a little overwhelmed with the sudden changes taking place. This week reminds me of the energy of moldavite. Moldavite is a crystal that is known to bring really intense changes into our lives, and it's really like intense. It does intense work with us. Or it also reminds me of the energy of Sekhmet, who is an Egyptian goddess. It's again, when you work with her, it's just intense. A lot changes in your life. It's very significant, and some people can't handle that intensity. You being a Virgo, I know that you can handle that intensity, but there's just a lot going on, and the foundations of your life are restructuring themselves. So there could be some chaos going on, whether that's good chaos or quote unquote bad chaos. It's just chaos. It's just change. The energy of it is neutral. How you interpret that is up to you, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. And then we have the Chariot. Yeah, your life is rapidly moving forward and changing this week at this time. There's a lot of things to consider here, the amount of money you're making, the location you live at, how you're taking care of yourself and others, especially with the sun being in your sign, Virgo. Virgo is the sign of taking care of yourself and others, your work, what you offer to the world. And there could be some changes taking place in that and how you care for yourself and others. And man, the Chariot's a great card to get upright. It really does show going out of your comfort zone in a good way and life moving forward rapidly. Second row of cards that we have the Nine of Cups in reverse right underneath that Tower card. This may be a time where your personal sense of happiness and contentment may have to be cast aside, and you may be having to get uncomfortable this week, navigating the changing tides of your life, Let's see, I want to see what comes out next to that. Six of Cups in reverse, okay. And we have the Three of Wands. There could be some dramas with people you have a history with, a past with, some sort of deeper connection with, whether that is family or old friends or exes, something like that. There could be some tension there. Personal happiness when it comes to your friendships, your relationships, it may be shifting, it may be changing. It feels like the people around you are shifting and changing. And certain individuals that maybe you were once very close with may be becoming a little bit more distant at this time. And on the flip side, certain people who you were at a distance from may be getting closer to you at this time. There's shifts and changes taking place in your social circle, your social atmosphere. But I love these last two cards here with the Chariot, and then right underneath it is the Three of Wands. These both can show travel and movement, goal acquisition, something that you always wanted coming forward. And we're at the end of your sun season, and I was just telling Taurus, at the end of every sun season, I feel like that season, that sign gives us a gift if we were able to be in alignment with it during the season. And this being your birthday season for a lot of you watching, this is a blessed week for you. And I feel like there are gifts from the universe coming through, manifestations happening for you this month. These manifestations may be throwing a wrench in your routine though. Like for example, you could get your dream job, but maybe it requires you to make a massive move, and it's like you live near all your friends and family and everything, so it's a lot to take in. Maybe you always wanted children, and suddenly like you're able to have children now. And it just throws a wrench in everything because you have all these other things going on, and it's like, okay, you know what I mean? It's like significant changes happening for you at this time. And for others of you, this may actually be things that while it's happening, you can't see how it's going to lead to good, like going through a breakup or separation, or I don't know, maybe you get fired from your job, like crazy stuff like that. And you're like, how could this possibly be a manifestation for me? But you never know what may happen and why that's happening for you. The universe sees things, spirit sees things that you can't really see from your 3D perspective as a human. And like, for example, let's just say your car gets stolen and you're like, how could this possibly be good? Now I have to pay like increased insurance rates. I got to take out all this money, whatever. What if you were like destined to get into an accident and die in that car, and your ancestors protected you by having your car stolen? You know what I mean? It's like sometimes things happen that feel so negative, and it's like, what good did I get out of that? Or like you go through a really negative, traumatic relationship or friendship, and it's like, what was the point of that? And those moments can really have you questioning life itself and the universe and everything. But everything tends to make sense in retrospect. And this is one of those weeks where things may or may not make sense to you right now, but it is really going to make sense to you in the future. Like, because this week is leading you towards this Chariot and Three of Wands energy, living your dream life, moving forward and really embodying freedom, fulfillment, and like living life to the fullest. Believe it or not, that's what's happening here, okay? So thank you so much for joining me, Virgo. Hang in there. Watch your eclipse reading, of course. Absolutely. You should definitely do that once it comes out. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe if you have not already. I totally gave you the wrong dates. So the eclipse readings will be out on the 14th, 15th, and 16th, okay? Right before the eclipse season begins, okay? If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there and spiritual life coaching sessions there, so check it out. Bye-bye.